The University of Pennsylvania collected tens of millions of dollars from China while paying Joe Biden after he left the vice presidency and hosting his foreign policy think tank. According to reports, the university then pressured the Biden Justice Department to end an FBI counter-espionage program targeting Beijing's increasing influence in U.S. academia. The FBI's so-called China Initiative was shut down by Attorney General Merrick Garland in February of 2022, shortly after more than 160 University of Pennsylvania faculty members wrote a letter demanding the program be dissolved for racial profiling. The school is now in the spotlight after the classified documents from Joe Biden's vice presidency were found last November now, in Joe's old office at the Penn Biden Center, where he worked in Washington, D.C. from 2017 to 2019.
The Biden people act like they're just so surprised that after all of their hair pulling and robe tugging about Donald Trump's documents, turns out Joe Biden had a bunch stored over at the Penn Biden Center. And, that's just a little place where the Communist Chinese Party have been shelling out millions of dollars through various ways to enrich that center.
Several security experts told Just the News the loss of the China Initiative was a serious blow to the FBI's ability to fight Chinese espionage threats in the academic world. To help us better understand the headlines, let's talk with the deputy managing editor of the Western Journal, Josh Manning. Josh, let's start with the news emerging on the University of Pennsylvania's stunning connections to China and Joe Biden. Why would the United States universities press the FBI to drop a probe into a avowed enemy like China? What's your take?
Well, I don't know. $30 million from Chinese donors might have something to do with it, I would think. Another thing is just the blatant disregard for common sense that's present in academia today for a bunch of faculty members to get together and say that protecting the United States interest is some form of racism, when, by the way, Chinese is a nationality. It is more of the liberal agenda, the leftist agenda, working its way through American culture, starting in academia, and it has real world consequences. And this could be a massive national security issue. It is a national security issue. The question is, how far does it go?
Exactly. Documents have to be viewed and stored in a SCIF, is what it's called. And that Penn Center was not one. And the garage with the Corvette is not one. Mar-a-Lago is not one. Attorney General Garland started an investigation prior to the midterms on Trump documents. We now know he was told about Biden documents before he launched the Trump investigation. So is the Attorney General now compromised?
Well, it depends on what you mean by compromise. He's obviously politically compromised. I don't know if he's compromised in any other way. But this, to me, just smacks of the same issues that we had with the Hunter Biden laptop. If the Congress, if anyone has the guts to deal with that, the first thing I think of on a question like this is Ronald Reagan. Compare Reagan's last years in office to Biden's first years in office, and I think Reagan stacks up pretty well, yet they've all said, everybody on the left, everybody in the media says, oh, well, you could see the Alzheimer's showing. Well, if you can see the Alzheimer's showing with Ronald, what in the world are you seeing with Joe Biden?
Yeah, exactly right. And they were saying the same thing about Donald Trump as well.